right, Nick, it's time to talk about the Chicago Bears. Really, really great game they played last week versus Miami. There's a lot of growth in that game, I think, overall. And you're going to get into kind of some of the things that we think that the Bears are doing to cause that growth, some of the things they're doing right. But I'll let you get in that story in just a moment. Before we get into that, Bears fans, we have to know in the comments below, who is your favorite Bears quarterback of all time? Is it Justin Fields? Has it been Trubisky? Was it Jay Cutler?
Mm.
Orton. There's Jim McMahon. There's a lot of different options out there. So let us know in the comments below. Who is your favorite Bears quarterback of all time? But Nick, what do you have on the Bears?
So it's one of the things you and I talk about all the time, right? When we look at teams and play callers and quarterbacks, we look for teams that are doing things smart, right? It seems like something that's very obvious, but a lot of teams just kind of beat their head up against the wall and do a lot of dumb things. Luke Getsy, the offensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears, is starting to do a lot of things really smart. And this has been outlined, and according to a fan side, kind of highlighted this. Is that here we go? So there's four things to cover here. So the first thing is that the Chicago Bears are calling much more designed runs for Justin Fields. So from weeks 1 through 6, again, according to FanSided, the Chicago Bears only called 11 plays designed quarterback runs. For the last 3 weeks, 7 or 9, that shut up to 15. So again, through the first 6 weeks of the season, they averaged about 2 per week. The last 3, they averaged 5. That's obviously a big increase. We're seeing Fields put up the big numbers on the ground. And of course, the Bears offense is responding in kind. Here's the other thing to look at here is that through the first 6 weeks, the Chicago Bears had Justin Fields pass from the pocket 64% of the time. So roughly 2/3 of the time he was in the pocket. Over the last 3 weeks, 50%, half and half. They're getting him outside the pocket, design rollouts, sprint outs, things like that. And we're seeing Justin Fields be more productive in that arena too. And again, here's another thing. They're calling more play action. It seems every time a team calls more play action, they're more successful. It's a common thread here. But through the first 6 weeks, this is crazy, Mice. The Bears only called play action 24% of the time. That's one of the bottom rungs in the NFL. That is terrible. That's not going to get it done. Over the last 3 weeks, 52%. That's how you get it done. That's quality play calling by Luke Getsy, and we're seeing Justin Fields take advantage of that. And then last year, before I hand it over to you, is the Chicago Bears are calling more screens and getting more wide receivers involved in the running game. So they're up. They've called 5% more screens over the last 6 weeks. They've also ran the ball more with the receivers. In the first 6 weeks, they only had 5 handoffs. In the last 3, they've had 6 to receivers. Again, screens and wide receiver handoffs are just different ways to get easy things for the quarterback. That kind of ease it up for the quarterback. Easy throw in a screen or a quick handoff to get the ball on an edge to a wide receiver. Again, just make life easier for the quarterback and make things harder for the defense because that's a lot of window dressing and motion to try and cover those two kinds of plays. Anyway, long story short, Miles, all the data, all the numbers I threw at you, it seems like Luke Getsy has adopted his offense that he took over from Green Bay to benefit Justin Fields, and we're finally seeing the true talent level and potential ability of Fields. He's executing at a high level. The Steelers are averaging 31 points a game, I think, the last 3 games. They've been pretty much unstoppable on offense, and we're finally seeing how good Justin Fields can really be.
Yeah, Nick. And so what you're telling me is that the Bears have found out that if you cater to your young offensive superstar quarterback, that good things are going to happen. Do I have that right?
It sounds pretty stupid, right? But you got to remember, Getsy came from Green Bay, right? So he was calling plays for Aaron Rodgers, or involved in that offense, I should say, for Aaron Rodgers. So what's he going to do? He's going to say, "Well, I just played that worked great for Aaron Rodgers. I'm never going to run that play anymore." It takes a lot of guts, even though you have a guy like Fields to kind of turn away from that. But good on Getsy, he finally did, and the Bears are looking good for it.
And I think ever since the Bears have traded with the Steelers for Chase Claypool, you look at this offense now, and this was the offense before, Nick, that maybe had one of the bottom tier receiver groups in the NFL. And now they're pretty mid tier in the receiver category as far as Claypool, Equimini St. Brown, Darnell Mooney. They're not so bad anymore. I think it looks like
Pringle's coming back.
yeah, it
Pringle's
looks
back
like
in the fold.
a
Yeah.
serviceable group of guys. Cole Kmet is a decent tight end as well.
Yep.
They've got two running backs, Montgomery and Herbert, who are doing pretty well. And the offensive line is playing very well. Elton or Jenkins, and then they've got Jones on the other tackle with Borum. You know, this is a team that's kind of turning around the offensive side of the ball. And it's like you said, they're catering to Fields. They're doing more runs. Obviously, the proof's in the pudding. The guy ran for 178 yards, NFL record for yards in a game by a quarterback, rushing yards, that is. So, I mean, this seems like a Bears team that's turning around. Fields seems like he's kind of on the edge. of this is the guy, Nick. This is a guy. This is your franchise quarterback. He's kind of flashing that. I think people are pretty much ready to say this is the guy we want to stick with. This is the guy we need to build around. We always knew there was something special with him. Even under Nagy, you saw flashes of brilliance out of this guy. Like you said, when they got him rolling out of the pocket, when they got him in the play action, the screen game, you saw the flashes from Justin Fields. He was always a heck of a player. And now that there's an offense that's entirely catered to him, they're running the plays that are beneficial to him. They're using his legs, they're using his athleticism. You really see what this guy is capable of. And the Bears look good. Yes, I repeat that. They look good on offense after this week versus Miami.
Oh, 100%. And look, I know a lot of Bears fans are probably asking, why the heck did we not come out week one with this kind of offense? And here's the reality. In college, we changed offenses, we changed coaching staff towards the end of my career. We had a new offensive coordinator come in, and he was a really smart guy, really great offensive coordinator. One of his best plays he called, we were kind of an option team, was just an ordinary running play up the middle, just kind of a certain format formation, certain personnel package. It had a quarterback option off of it, but it wasn't designed to be an option. Well, here's the problem. We were kind of like the Bears a little bit away where our best player was our quarterback. So this offensive coordinator loved this play. He drilled this play. He loved it like the first week or two of the season. By like week 4 or 5, he realized that our quarterback was our best player and he didn't call that play anymore. That play was his bread and butter play. It's something that had been called for years. He looked at it, being here or being with the program for like 4, 5, 6 weeks. He realized and he learned, hey, that's not the best play for this team anymore. I got to change what I'm doing. That's exactly what happened here with Luke Getsy, right? You'd kind of expect and hope he'd catch on maybe a little bit quicker. But the reality is a lot of these coaches coming in these situations with their bread and butter offenses, their bread and butter plays based on their previous history, they get involved, they start at that base level, and it takes time for them to learn and catch up and get acclimated to new players. Matt Nagy, against his credit, could not get it done, did not adjust. Getsy, to his credit, is adjusting, and it is getting it done. And we're seeing the product on the field right now. And Justin Fields looks absolutely fantastic.